A very good morning to all of you friends. Again, this is indeed a great pleasure for me to greet you at this virtual session. In the last session, we had covered a very important discipline of linguistics called morphology. And in that particular segment, we tried to understand about morphology as a branch of linguistics. What does morphology do? How does it undertake the study of words, word structures, and word formation processes? So before we continue with some more aspects of morphology, I would like to take a review on all those things which we have covered in the previous segment. In the previous segment, we understood morpheme as the smallest meaningful unit in the written language. We understood how these morphemes are differentiated in terms of free morpheme and bound morpheme. A free morpheme is a morpheme that is independent, that does not require any kind of basis, whereas the bound morphemes are always an attachment. There are two types of bound morphemes, prefixes and suffixes. Prefixes are the affixes that are attached to the base in the beginning, whereas suffixes are the affixes that are attached to the base at the end of it. Again, we understood there are two kinds of suffixes, inflectional suffixes and derivational suffixes. Inflectional suffixes are the suffixes that do not change the word class. The word class of the word remains the same even after the application of the inflectional suffixes, though they undergo a change in terms of number, gender, etc. So when we think about derivational suffixes, with the application of suffixes, if the stem or if the base undergoes a change in its word class, they are called derivational suffixes. We even understood that most of the suffixes are derivational. We have made a distinction between the derivational suffixes in terms of class maintaining derivations and class changing derivations. Class maintaining derivations are the derivations that maintain the word class of the given word, whereas the class changing derivations are the derivations that normally change the word class. We have understood these particular things in the form of a tree diagram, and even we applied tree diagrammatic analysis of a word, morphological analysis, by referring to certain examples. Today we are going to talk about one more important aspect of morphology that concerns with word formation processes. Morphology, as we have understood, is an interesting branch in linguistics that studies the words, the word structures, and word formation processes. So let us begin with the concept of word formation processes. Word formation processes. The word formation processes are the processes through which we form new words. There are various processes through which we can form words, we can form new words. So we have various processes. Out of them, we have some major processes, major word formation processes, and minor word formation processes. The word formation processes have two forms, the major and the minor. The major word formation processes and the minor word formation processes. The first one that falls under the major word formation processes are affixation, conversion, second one, and the third one is compounding. So these are the three major word formation processes: affixation, conversion and compounding. Let us understand one after another all these major processes of word formation. Affixation is a process in which affixes are added to the base. It involves two processes. One, prefixation. The other one is suffixation. So affixation as a major process involves two processes called prefixation and suffixation. So prefixation is a process in which a prefix is added to the word, and suffixation is a process in which a suffix is added to the word, to the base. So prefixation and suffixation make up the affixation. We have the word, let us look at some of the examples of prefixation. Attack is the base. Counter-attack. So counter-attack is the word that we form with the application of a prefix. So we get the word counter-attack. So counter-attack is an example of affixation in which the word has undergone the process of prefixation because we have applied this prefix counter to this particular base, that is counter-attack. So the process involved in this word counter-attack is prefixation. So suffixation is a process in which a suffix is added to the word, to the base. Amaze. Amaze is the word, is a base. Amazement. So amazement, in the word amazement, we derive the word amazement from the word amaze by applying this suffix ment. And the process involved in this word is suffixation because we have applied ment suffix to the base, forming the word amazement. So in affixation there are two processes called prefixation and suffixation. So this is the first major processes of word formation. The second process that we call is conversion. Conversion is a very interesting kind of major word formation process. In conversion, the base does not undergo any change. Means there is no any application of affixes, there is no application of prefixes, no application of suffixes, but the base functions differently. The noun functions as verb, adjective functioning as verb. So without an application of any affixes to the base, the word functions differently. For example, walk. Walk, grammatically, the word walk belongs to the word class of verb. It's a verb. We often use the word walk in our day-to-day situations. But this word, in certain contexts, does not function as verb, it functions as a noun as well. For example, he went for a walk. In this example, he went for a walk. Now here we find that this word walk does not have any kind of affixes, but it functions differently. Here it functions as a noun. So any of the bases without an application of the affixes, if they function differently from their grammatical property, they are called the conversion. The process is called conversion. So conversion is again the next major process of word formation. The next process is called compounding. The very word signifies that it talks about compounding, it talks about combination. So when the two bases are combined in the word, two nouns, adjective and a noun, such kind of word classes or bases, if they are combined in a cluster of a word, it is called compounding. For example, breathtaking. So this is the word. This is an example of compounding. Here we find there are two bases, breath and taking. Breath, noun, the taking. So this is an example of, there are n number of words, n number of compound words we use in our day-to-day life. Washing machine, right? Writing table, dining table. So number of words in our day-to-day situations, day-to-day life, we use them. So major processes are affixation, conversion and compounding. In affixation, there are two processes. There is prefixation and suffixation. So the processes of prefixation and suffixation are called affixation. In conversion, we understand that without an application of the affixes, the word or the base undergoes a change in the word class. It functions differently. Compounding is a particular process in morphology in which the word comprises of bases, many different bases. So with the combining of these various forms, this combining of these various word classes, we get example of compounding process. So these are the major processes of word formation. Now let us concentrate on some minor processes. These minor processes are mostly used in informal situations. In formal situations, normally, in order to maintain the standardization of a language, in order to maintain the formality, we often make use of the language in a very polite way. So the processes, the major processes like affixation, conversion, compounding, they are mostly used in formal context. Whereas the minor processes, the first one is acronymy. The second, clipping. The third, blending. The fourth, reduplicatives or reduplication. The fifth one, borrowing. Then we have back formation. Black formation. The seventh one, folk etymology. So these processes are called minor word formation processes. Acronymy, clipping, blending, reduplication, borrowing, back formation and folk etymology. Let us try to understand all these minor processes by paying attention to their properties and also try to understand some of the examples that denote these minor processes. Acronymy. The first one is acronymy. So acronymy is a process in which the first letter from the successive words are selected to form a word. We have the word, acronym word AIR. So this word, we call it an acronym word, is formed of taking the first letter of the successive words. This is derived from the succession of words like All India Radio. All India Radio. So in our day-to-day life, we often use this acronym GATT. Nowadays we are constantly listening to the word being pronounced, being articulated, being printed. through various media, that is WHO, NAD. So such words are called acronyms. So in acronym what happens? In acronym, we take the first letter from the successive words and form a word. So here AIR, air, we use it as air as a word. Is an example of acronym. Here we have taken the first letter A from all, the second letter from the successive word India, and the third letter R from the successive words radio to form the word air. Likewise, General Agreement on Trade and Tariff. So by taking GATT, right? These are the four letters that are there in the successive words, and we form the word GATT. Likewise, it is WHO, World Health Organization. So we have three words, right? World Health Organization. So from these three words, we have selected the first letter from these successive three words, WHO. So it is WHO. We use it as WHO as a word, but actually it's not a word, it's a formed word by applying the process of acronymy. Likewise, NAT. We have a council that has been set up by the central government to supervise and monitor all those academic and research activities that are taking place in the higher education institutions, right? So that is situated in Bangalore. So it is NAT. Normally it is used as NAT, but it is formed of the successive words: National Assessment and Accreditation Council, Bangalore. So it is NAT. So such words that we use by taking the first letter from the successive words, we use it as acronymy. I hope you must have understood it. So acronymy is a very interesting process. The next one is clipping. What happens in clipping? In clipping, the very word clipping means cutting. It means to cut, clip. In clipping, the process of clipping, the longer part of a word is intentionally broken, and the remaining part that stands for the word. We have the word laboratory. We have the word laboratory, the longer word, right? So here, in order to, instead of using this word in its original form, we often cut this word into two, and we use the word as lab. You see, in short, we say lab. So lab is an example of clipping. We have doc. So for doctor, for document, we have ad, right? For advertisement. So n number of words we use in our day-to-day life that give us the examples of clipping. So in clipping, what happens? The longer part of a word is intentionally broken, and whatever the part that is left, that is used as a word. So lab is not a word, it is a clipped word, we can say, right? So ad is not a word, though we use it as a word, but grammatically, morphologically, ad is a clipped word, dog is a clipped word. The next example, or the next process, that is of blending, is very interesting process called blending. Blending is a morphological process, a minor process, in which two bases blend with each other. So blending means combining. Blending means getting in, all the bases getting, what you call assimilated. It's a matter of assimilation. So when the bases assimilate with each other, when the bases blend with each other, when the bases combine with each other, it creates the example of blending. But the blending is done in a very specific way. For example, if we have two bases being blended, in the process of blending, the first part of the first word, the end part of the next word usually blend with, and they create the example of a blending word. For example, we have two bases, motor plus hotel. So these are the two bases. So the first part, mo and tel. We have got the example of motel. So here we say that motel. So motel is a blending word or blend word in which we have two bases being blended. One motor, the other one is hotel. So the first part of the first word and the last part of the next word, they blend with and create a word, what you call a blend word. Again, we have a number of examples. We have smog. Smog is also example of a blend word that is formed of two bases, smoke and fog. So the first letter or the first part of the first word, that is smoke, and the last part of the next word from fog, that is blended with each other, and we get the word smog. We have educainment, we have infotainment, so n number of examples we use in our day-to-day life. Next example of the process is called reduplication. So reduplication is a process in which the words signify various senses. They are sensory, no? Audible sensory. We have the word like tick-tock, 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 bang-bang, right? A seesaw, higgledy-piggledy, such words having a kind of a sense of recurrence of rhythm, senses, mannerisms, such words are examples of reduplication. So reduplication is the process in which the words, they are arranged in such a manner that they imitate, they reflect, right? They connote various sound senses, rhythms, harmony, etc. The next process, the wider process of word formation is borrowing. As we all know that English being a very rich language, and there are n number of words, every language, not only English, but all the languages that are spoken in the world, in one or other way, they borrow various words from various languages. In case of Latin language, in case of Sanskrit language, in case of English language. So all these prestigious languages of the world, they have borrowed the words from other origins, foreign origins. So when say borrowing is a process through which the various words are borrowed. So when we think about English, as an example, we have the word lute. So lute, we use it in English language, the lute, but originally this word is borrowed from Indian origin. We have the word lathi charge. So lathi charge, this is an example of what you call borrowing. So English language is very rich. It is quite open to get or to receive various words because of its impact. So we have the word bun. Bun is a Desi word, it's an Indian word or indigenous word, but this word has made its entry in the standard dictionary of English language. So here, bun, lathi charge, lute, all such words which have created impact on the minds of the people, they have their entries in the standard dictionary of English language. So, to sum up, what we have seen today, we have covered the various word formation process. Let us take a review of all those processes which we have seen today. Word formation process is one of the important aspects of morphology, and there are n number of processes through which we form words. So basically, there are some major processes and some minor processes. So major processes are affixation, conversion and compounding. So affixation comprises of two processes, the processes of prefixation and suffixation. So prefixation, we have understood that adding a prefix to the base is called a prefixation. Adding a suffix to the base is called suffixation. So prefixation and suffixation, the processes are affixation, or like a part of affixation. So we can say that prefixes and suffixes are affixes. When we were dealing with morphology, particularly tree diagrammatic analysis, we have seen that there are two kinds of affixes, right? So one prefixes, the other one is suffixes. So we can say that prefixes and suffixes are affixes. So second major process that we have seen today is conversion. So conversion is a major process in morphology that without an application of the affixes, the words function differently. There is no any application of prefixes or suffixes, but though the base loses its original, what you call syntactic property, and it functions differently. I have explained to you by giving the example of the word walk. So the word walk basically belongs to the word class of verb. It's a verb, right? But in certain contexts, in certain situations, in certain examples, it functions as a noun. So he went for a walk. So in this example, the word walk is not a verb. It doesn't function as a verb. It functions as a noun. So such words, they function differently. They lose their syntactic property for a while and they function otherwise. In the given sentence, they are examples of conversion. The next major process we have seen today is compounding. So compounding is a major process in which there is a combination of two or more bases. So when two or more bases are blended, when they are combined, and when with the combination, if the word is formed, that word is called an example of compounding. We have n number of compound words we use in our day-to-day life: breathtaking, audiogram, videogram, writing table, bench, school bag, textbook. N number of words we use. They are examples of compounding. Later on, we have seen some minor processes of word formation. So minor processes of word formation they have some kind of limitations. They do not get normally used in the formal context. They are quite informal. So these minor processes, that is acronymy, clipping, blending, reduplication, borrowing. There are some more things to see, that is back formation. I'll come back to it later. Let us first revise. So acronymy is a process in which the first letter from the successive words are selected to form a word. I give an example of NAC, AIR, UNESCO, UN, right? There are n number of words. So these are not the words, these are the examples of acronymy. Clipping. In clipping, what happens? The longer part of the word is intentionally broken and the word functions as a word. So we have the word laboratory, lab, it's a dog, n number of words, advertisement. So this is a longer word, advertisement. Instead we use the word ad. Next we have blending. Blending is the minor process of word formation in which two bases blend with each other. Usually the first part of the first word and the last part of the next word blend with each other and it is formed of this blending. Brunch is a very common example, brunch. So this is a blend word that is formed of two bases with this blending. The first one, breakfast and lunch. So by taking the first part of the word breakfast, break, and taking the last word from the next word, that is lunch, that is we form the word brunch. Next, reduplication. So reduplication is the process in which the words, right, they are arranged or they are formed in such a manner that they evoke various senses. They evoke various senses. They evoke various rhythm. They call reduplication. Tick tock, ding dong, right? Higgledy piggledy, helter skelter. So such words are examples of reduplication. Next we've seen borrowing. So borrowing is the process in which the words are borrowed from other origins in the language. So English, for example, we have n number of words that are borrowed from Indian origin, Arabic origin, Italian origin. So n number of words are there. And then we'll see band formation. This is something that is left out. Band formation, again, this is also the minor process. So it signifies it is about back. The word is form of back. Means forming a verb from noun. We can say that back formation, in what happens in back formation? In back formation, a verb is formed from the noun. We have the verb, we have the noun as editor. Editor is noun, right? So we can form a verb from this noun, it is edit. So what we have done here, we have created this word or formed the word from the back. So it is called back formation. So back formation is again an example of minor word formation processes. So friends, today we have covered the word formation processes, major processes of word formation and minor process of word formation. I hope you must have enjoyed it. I hope you must have understood it, and let us continue with the same kind of things in the next session with some more interesting topics about morphology, some more topics about syntax, some more topics about semantics, and try to make most of the time that we have during this lockdown. So I wish you good luck for your preparation, and if you feel asking any of the doubts, any of the queries, I'm quite open to you. You have my number, right, and you can contact me and we shall have a discussion and we'll make a way out of it. So with these words, I stop here and God bless you. Thank you very much.